Hello and welcome to Post to Post. You didn't do anything funny.
Well, you didn't give me a chance to start. I was going to launch right into something.
Oh, okay. Hello and welcome.
Start spreading the news.
You can't talk.
Oh.
Yeah, you can do funny stuff. We've been through this before. You can do funny stuff. You can't interrupt me. Okay?
Okay.
What are you going to do?
Nothing. I'm not going to interrupt you.
All right. Hello and welcome
I'm
to Post.
leaving today.
You can't sing.
right.
Singing is interrupting.
All right.
Hello and welcome to Post
I
to
won't
Post.
sing. I won't interrupt. I won't.
You can't.
Okay.
Now you're just trying to make my life hard in the edit room.
Don't edit it out. Leave it in. This is gold.
I'll put it at the end.
Okay.
Maybe the beginning.
You're good to go.
Hello and welcome to Post, the channel where we discuss all things hockey and all teams. This was the big one of the day. Panarin, the bread man, he decided on a team, finally. It seemed like he was going there, and then he was going there, and then Florida, and the Islanders, and the Rangers, and then who else? Who knows? And finally he picked the Rangers.
The New York Rangers.
Yes, the New York Rangers, the team that blew up about 16 months ago.
Yep.
And decided to go do a little bit of a rebuild. Guess what? They got second pick in the draft, and now they've signed some interesting players, including Panarin. It's a different team, completely different team.
Completely different.
So really interesting to see this unfold, and we'll go through a couple of things to do with Panarin, but basically the contract is 7 years, and the average is 11.64. 5, 1, 2, 7, 8, 9, whatever. It doesn't matter, but it's an interesting average. It's pretty high.
Pretty high.
Pretty high. It's serious money. It's quite an investment in a player, but he's young. He's proven. He's a great player.
He is going to shine.
Yeah, he's going to be the face of the franchise for him and Kako for the next decade.
Yeah. Skating out for him in Madison Square Garden with that jersey on, he's going to be exactly where he's wanted to be his whole life because he's wanted to play on the biggest stage. I'd argue that that's Montreal, but in hockey world it might be Montreal, but in the world of culture, in the world of commerce and transportation and everything else.
It's the Rangers. It's the biggest geographical hockey team. It's like if you look at city, New York City is the biggest hockey team or the biggest city with a hockey team. I think you could argue in the world
with an NHL team.
Yeah,
certainly.
well,
or maybe with any hockey
the KHL
team.
and
yeah,
everything
really.
else. So
massive.
It's a pretty big deal, and it's a pretty big deal for Russians as well because I think they maybe idolize New York City a little bit. Even as Canadians, we idolize New York City. It's a magical city. It is my favorite city in the entire world. I don't know if it's yours.
Yep.
But
London's a close second now, but New York still is. It's the center of the universe in many ways.
I completely understand his appeal to want to go to New York City. 100%. There are other Russians on the team. Now, Panarin doesn't speak good English. He actually speaks very poor English. But he's a funny guy. You thirsty there, bud? He's a funny guy. He struggles with English, but I think he appreciates some Russian friends, and he has them there. He has Nemestikov and Bushnevich and Georgiev, who is also half Bulgarian or whatever. But I think he was born in Bulgaria but raised in Russia, or the other way around, or
something like that.
Something like that. It doesn't matter. Anyways, the wife also played a factor, or the significant other. I don't know if he's married. I think he is, but
not sure.
She wanted to go to New York City as well.
Happy wife,
if you
happy life. Think
that these NHL men make their decisions based on what they want to do and don't consult their wives, you are mistaken.
You are mistaken.
They definitely talk to their wives and take into consideration what they want to do as well, and for all good reason they should.
Yeah.
He's been hinting at going to the Rangers for a while. He's posted pictures on Instagram, and he's done a few other little hints and stuff, so it's not really a surprise. I think that the Islanders made a hell of a good pitch to Panarin to try and get him. He offered him more money.
Yeah.
Panarin actually left money on the table to go to the team that he wanted to go to play for. And I like it. That's really respectful. Sidney Crosby did the thing because Sidney Crosby left money on the table in Pittsburgh to get a lower contract value because he was superstitious and he wanted $8.7 million per year or whatever.
Yeah.
So some players just take less money to do what they want to do, and I respect that. So good on Panarin.
Yeah, and theoretically, if it's just about living and lifestyle, he could have lived in Manhattan. He could have lived anywhere he wanted to in the metropolitan area and skated onto the ice in Uniondale or the Barclays Center.
Mm-hmm.
But he chose to live in the same place he probably would be living had he signed with the Islanders and skate onto the ice in Madison Square Garden as a local homeboy.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think it's more than just the town you're living in. It's being the big fish in the big pond.
He wants to be that big fish.
He wants to be that big fish, and why wouldn't he? Mm-hmm. He is one of the elite players on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
He's fantastic, and he's going to be playing in front of the brightest lights. Well, maybe not the brightest lights, but the most eyeballs that you can have. The New York media market is just massive.
It is, yeah.
And having Panarin, this isn't just good for the Rangers. It's good for the league. It's good for hockey in general, because large cities like New York, Los Angeles, Chicago, hockey competes with the other 3 or 4 sports for eyeballs. And if you don't have a marquee player on your team, you're less likely. Look at the difference between the Knicks and the Nets right now as to who's getting signed and all that.
Absolutely.
That's a big deal to try to compete for the attention of the fan base. And for Panarin and Cuckoo?
Cuckoo?
No.
What? Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs?
That's me. The second pick. Double name guy. Second pick.
Cuckoo.
Okay.
No, it's Capo Caco.
Caco.
His name's not Cuckoo.
There is a Cuckoo.
Yeah, Slater Cuckoo.
Yeah. Anyway. Sorry, Capo. I apologize.
He's definitely watching.
Yeah. Well, we know we have a few viewers in Finland, and hopefully he's not. Hopefully he's not one of them.
No.
But for him, and a big draft pick, and some of the other big signings that New York has done this year, it's wonderful for the NHL, and it makes the Rangers where they want to be. They want to be the talked about team in the marketplace.
Absolutely.
There's 3. It's harder for them too because they're the only team in town. There's the Islanders over there, and there's the Devils over there.
Yeah.
And they not only have to compete against other sports for eyeballs, they have to compete against their own sport for eyeballs. Mm-hmm. So it's good for the team. The money is tremendous, and it's great for him. And good luck to them.
It's interesting that a lot of the big names on the Rangers moving forward, you have Gorgiev in net, who's Russian. You have Elias Anderson, who's Swedish. You have Capo Caco, who is Finnish. You have Panarin, who is Russian. There's a lot of international presence on the Rangers, which could be one of the most American teams. New York City is the most iconic city in America, but it's filled with some pretty decent international players. So that says a lot about the league as well, and about the Rangers, that they don't care about only playing Americans. They're going to get the best players they can and go with it. So
yeah,
cool.
And that's their history. The Yankees for years and years and years would just go out and try to buy a World Series every year. They would just go whoever they could get and get them. Mm-hmm. And basketball, somewhat the same. New York is used to getting what they want and paying for it if they have to.
Yeah, absolutely. So good on them.
Yeah, good on them.
All right, let us know down below in the comment section how you feel about this signing. It's an interesting one. It's a big one. So let us know how you feel. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it. I hope you can hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed already. And we will see you in the next video. Adios.